Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you to Dr. Fatimah and all our friends. Inshallah, today we will present you about our research. So before that, let me introduce myself and my other members. My name is Nuraini binti Ismail, 1170503. Wan Arisyah, Wan Amru, 1171954, and Nabila Huda binti Zoolkefle, 1171957. So, let's begin. Me, Nuraini Ismail, will explain to you about our chapter 1 for our research entitled Development of Islamic Studies Courseware Turath Notes. So let's begin with introduction. Turath is an Arabic word which refers to heritage. Turath also has become an important part of knowledge in Islamic world. Traditionally, Turath studies is learned by students using material such as books or also known as kitab. However, students sometimes found difficult to understand Turath studies because as we know, Torah studies consists of a complex knowledge. So this research is about to increase the interactivity and attractivity of material studies for students' use in learning Torah by developing a courseware. Lack of skill, crisis of Muslims' mind, and lack of studies are among the problem statement of our research. So lack of skill we refer to most students cope well with assignments over Islamic knowledge but lack in skill for referring and using trust materials. So for crisis of Muslims' mind, as been told by Abu Sulaiman, that agrees that this crisis occurs when Muslim failure to articulate intellectually the right method of dealing with trust and integrating it to modern discipline. And then for lack of studies, it can be said none of the courseware that exist relate to trust. Some of courseware that exist is Tajweed and Qiraat. And we come up with a solution to develop an interactive trust note courseware. So friends, let's move to our research objective and research questions. So research objective. First is to determine the content suitability of Torah studies in interactive courseware models. Second, to design an interactive courseware notes for Torah studies students in Universiti Sains Islam Malaysia. And the third one is to develop and interactive courseware notes for Torah study students of Universiti Sains Islam Malaysia. And for our research questions, the first is, what is the suitable content in Torah studies for courseware development? Second, how to design the interactive courseware notes for Torah study students in Universiti Sains Islam Malaysia? And the last one, how to develop an interactive Torah notes courseware for students of Universiti Sains Islam Malaysia? So about our research scope, we aim to explore and foster the education of students for Torah studies by using the technology in developing a courseware. Then for the population, we involve postgraduate students and Torah lecturers of USIM that cover geographically in Nilai, Negeri Sembilan and also Pandan Indah, Kuala Lumpur. And we expect our research to be complete in 10 months. And for the discussions topics are the suitable content of Torah studies in USIM. We also analyze and designing the suitable interface for our courseware, besides develop it to optimum functionality and quality. And we expect to have 3 sections for our courseware. The first is introductions, the contents, and the last one is the quizzes. Then, for the significance of our research is to improve knowledge of students and their understanding in Torah studies. And also, this research of the courseware is providing them an easy and interesting way to study, and also give flexible information access, can use it anywhere and anytime. Then give better preparations for students to their quizzes and assignments, and also to build a better Islamic graduate. Then for strengthen the memory of students by using the courseware. So my friends, I will reach to my conclusion. No Muslim would doubt the importance of gaining Islamic knowledge, its virtues, and the benefits it provides from Turath Islamic studies. However, it is also important to improve its learning materials as a benefit learning aids for students. Undeniably, interactive courseware has the potential to create high-quality learning environment for everyone because, as we know, the elements of graphics and multimedia in the courseware will enhance the students in learning. So I think that's all from me. So I welcome Arisyah Amru to continue.
Chapter 2. My name is Wan Arisyah binti Wan Amru, metric number 1171954. I will present literature review for our research. Introduction. Islamic knowledge is well known as very important and the basic compulsory education for the Muslim. The further study of Islamic education in university nowadays is widely expanded. Among the vital subjects that will surely be taught to Islamic students is Turath, which teaches the heritage and pure knowledge of Islamic education. Turath usually passed from generations to generations verbally, and students need to always learn it from their teachers directly. It is very good for the possibilities of misunderstanding and irregularities could be avoided. However, the new era of technology had changed the culture among the students, which affecting their ways of learning, understanding, and search for information. Technology is widely used and could be said as being a dependent tool for students in seeking knowledge. Research and studies that were held before are analyzed to see the opinions from the scholars upon the need of implementing technology in Islamic education and the process of developing an effective way of alternative regarding pure education such as Turath. We can see the opinions of scholars regarding the needs of technology integration in Islamic studies. In an article by Wan Haslina and Kamaruzaman Yusuf, they stated that in Islamic education, humans' achievement in ICT is a sign of knowledge achievement that need to be used to find the truth. Students found that Islamic studies subject is very interesting and entertaining, and it can be proven that it is not impossible to transform a dry and plain subject to be fun and interactive lesson. In another article, stated that the courses of Islamic study, Aqidah, Observance, Akhlaq, Fiqh, Al-Quran and history require various strategies, methods, and teaching media. It is considered inappropriate if teachers of Islamic studies spend most of the hours explaining all materials about Salat, Hajj, and others just using chalk and talk strategy. Therefore, applying ICT in the classroom, such as using computers and internet connection in a teaching and learning process, is likely to be an alternative. Next, students who are engaged in religious education are becoming more and more technology-oriented. Therefore, in this changing educational environment, it is important to think about the latest technologies that could be used in teaching and studying ICT in religious institutions. While Muhammad Shukri Saleh stated that Islamic education enhancement requires strategy, it has to be embedded firmly within Islamic philosophical and epistemological underpinning, reflecting by all of its needs from management, teaching learning method, and also research methodology. Next, contribution of courseware in learning are also reported by our scholars through their research. So first one, courseware or such technology can help students to feel well motivated, whereby most of the positive experiences show that the uses of technology such as web-based education works well for well-prepared, well-motivated students in a reasonably homogeneous virtual classroom. Besides, it also helps students to pay attention, organize incoming information, and also manage cognitive load. Bashir reported that this kind of research contributes to the area of e-learning by highlighting the need to design multimedia courseware interfaces that enhance student learning motivation, manage cognitive load, and foster interactivity. Clark and Mayer also reported that as technology has evolved, acquiring greater capability to deliver through multimedia, the courseware has become more elaborate in terms of realistic graphic, audio, color, animation, and complex simulations. Above all, there is a dire need for taking stock of the progress of integrating Turath into the curriculum, and this requires a benchmark, as said by Mustafa Omar Mohammed. In conclusion, previous research showed the importance and need of integrating the uses of technology with the learning process of Islamic education. There are also many challenges in ensuring the right content of heritage knowledge in Islam is delivered through the use of technology. Capabilities and availability of learners and teachers of interacting and using courseware are also considered so that the effectiveness of courseware development for such aim is well contented. Further studies need to be held to determining the best improvement of transferring important content in Islamic knowledge to new type of field. More research also need to develop a suitable interactive courseware which are interesting, easy and helpful, especially in enhancing students' understanding and experiences of learning Torah. Hence, these research are proposed to fulfill this gap and develop an interactive courseware for one specific knowledge in Islam, Turath notes.
Thank you, Arisyah. My name is Nabila Huda binti Zoolkefle, metric number 1171957. Next, we move to the research design. So, our research is about the development of Turath Notes courseware for Islamic studies. And the research design used is design and development. This research is done to meet needs of determining suitable content of Turath Note into an interactive courseware. For our research type of courseware development, we use multiple approach. So, ADDIE model. ADDIE model is an instructional design framework used by instructional designers in training and development. ADDIE is stand for A. Analysis, D for design, D for development, I for implementation, and E for evaluation. There are two types of methodology of research that we use to develop a Turath Note courseware. So for the first one is data collection and the second one is data analysis. So what is data collection and data analysis? Okay, so the data collection is activities of collecting data throughout the research. So for the data collection, we have provided the method, sample, and instrument that used in collecting our data. And also, we have categorized the phases which have 5 phases in our data collection. So, we go through the method first. For the analysis and design phase, we use the document analysis. And for the implementation, we use the testing of the courseware. And for the evaluation, we use a survey. Next, for the sample, there's no sample for analysis, design, development, and implementation phases, but for the evaluation phases, we have used the survey, which is contribute 15 to 20 participants. And for the instrument, for analysis phases and design, which the instrument is the researcher itself, and for the development, we use 2 instruments, which is Adobe Animate and Adobe Flash Professional CS6. And for the implementation, we use the researcher itself. And for the evaluation, which is we use the questionnaire, which is Google Form. Data analysis is activities of analyzing the data from data collection. So here we provide the method and tools of analysis. For the first analysis phases, analysis method is need assessment, and design method is analysis of courseware design, and the development method is analysis of courseware development, and for the implementation method is the courseware performance itself, and for the evaluation of method is usability analysis and learner analysis. And for the tools of analysis, for the analysis, design, development, and implementation phases, we only use manual analysis. And for the evaluate or evaluation phases, we use Google Form. For the tools of analysis. So next, for the summary, there are 3 points that I would like to highlight, which is the first one, the researcher used design and development as the research design and multiple approach as a research type. The second point is AD model as a guideline to help the researcher to complete the project requirement. And the third point is participants help a researcher to get good analysis for succeeded this study. So, thank you.